Hello. Alright, I'm going to continue with the 18 early maladaptive schemas. We're still in domain 1, which is disconnection and rejection. I'm going to move on to number 2, which is mistrust. I'm going to explain mistrust and then tell you what it sounds like. So this schema refers to the expectation that somebody is going to break your trust, basically. They're going to take advantage of you intentionally on purpose. Okay, this is where you just do not trust anyone and you think they're going to hurt you. This schema is in expectation that people are going to cheat, people are going to hurt, somebody's going to steal, and that that they are vulnerable, that they're vulnerable and everyone's going to put them down and think negatively of them. It's all a part of being abandoned and feeling unstable. So mistrust is often associated with abuse. Okay, so those of us who have had, unfortunately, had experienced some form of physical trauma from childhood often will feel this way. And sometimes, due to the abuse and due to the maladaptive schema, often find themselves associated with people that do end up treating them adversely. So it sounds like this. They have the expectation that people will hurt them. So, everyone hurts me anyway. They take on this story. This is a story that they tell themselves. And this is what schema does. It's a repetitive story that is founded on the evidence created by the person with the maladaptive schema to support their belief. So for example, if you have the thought that people close to me will abuse me because it was proven in the past that abuse did occur, and in the next situation there were signs of abuse and this has resonated with that person, so now they believe that anybody close to them is going to abuse them. It's not true, but the evidence is there because of past history effects of abuse, and that is why they'll believe it. I must protect myself, so by all means, you mustn't hurt me. I must not be hurt. I must see you trying to hurt me before you hurt me. Testing. So people with mistrust will test. They will test people to see if they're really on their side, because they don't believe that anybody's on their side. Mistrust comes to thoughts that, when you're dealing with mistrust, it's easy to sit back and get angry about all the times somebody has hurt you or different people have hurt you in your life. So you ruminate on the frustration and the anger, and you start to see malice intentions from others and believe, even if they are completely, wholesome and loving, you don't trust it because it's too good to be true. Some people live by that motto. It's too good to be true, don't trust it. That's the mistrust maladaptive schema. It's about trying to be safe and the fear of being abandoned, so I'm going to get there before you do. So bearing in mind I'm going to get there before you do, the mistrust can trigger I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me, based on the stories that they tell themselves. And this is why it's maladaptive. So maladaptive basically means at one point it was adaptive and it served a purpose. It becomes maladaptive when it becomes just unhelpful completely. So if you imagine, if you had the mistrust schema, the idea of being in a trusting relationship is almost impossible. Being able to trust anybody would be so difficult, and you would effectively be causing yourself so much stress in worrying that everybody's out to get you. It would be tiring. Now, there are so many people doing this on a daily basis, and it's not about getting rid of the schema, because that would be kind of really difficult task to do. It's about removing yourself mentally and emotionally from the schema, seeing the schema for what it is, and actually responding as your healthy adult. And we'll be talking more about that. But just on the basis of what mistrust schema looks like, the idea is that it would really be tiring. And effectively, emotional responsibility is that we are actually doing this to ourselves. After the trauma has left us, we're left with the thoughts, and we are effectively doing it to ourselves after a while, which means we have the power to change it. Thank you for watching.